Hey y'all, this Tay Rudy, and I just want to get up here and talk about the black community and Joe Biden. You know, I was up on Twitter the other day and I was asking people did they think that Joe Biden could fix everything in the black community. And a good bit of them said no, and that's true. It's important for us to remember as black people that it takes us to fix our community. And it's sad to a certain extent we don't think like that. Since they brought us up over here almost 400 years ago, a lot of black people think we have to depend upon a white man, but that's not true. We need to start getting our own community together and start fixing issues in it. And for one, we suffer oppression, black people do. You got to think we come from almost 300 years of plus slavery, and we also too come from 100 years of Jim Crow, and we come from 12 years of the civil rights movement. You know, we suffer a lot of oppression in our community. And I was also too up on Instagram a couple of minutes ago, and I was looking at a black woman inside of a store, and a white man was yelling and screaming at her. And it was sad to see to a certain extent that nobody stood up for her. You know, in the words of the late great Malcolm X, he said one of the most disrespected women in America is the black woman, and one of the most unprotected women in America is the black woman. And that's true. It's just sad sometimes the way that our black women there for us and nobody's there for them. It's sad. And it's like this though too, even if Joe Biden was in office, a lot of that stuff he can't fix. Regardless if it's Democratic or Republican. And especially black men. Black men are gonna have to learn how to step up inside of our community. You got so many black men don't comprehend when they doing good, the way it makes the community look, and how the black man leads the community. It's just sad. It's like we always turn to the white man to do it for us. And that's not true, regardless of who it is, regardless if it's Biden or Trump. It is. We got to learn how to do things ourselves, and we got to learn how to depend on ourselves and God. And we got to start with all this colorism. We do. Black people carry too much colorism to them. The lighter you look, the better you look. That's not true. We also too learned a lot of that when we got up over here. Back in the slavery days. Back in the slavery days, the lighter you look, the more you could live in the house. The darker you look, the more you had to work it up on the fields. And it's sad to say to a certain extent, a lot of that stuff sticks with us in our community, especially with black men. A lot of people say black men hate blackness, and that is true. It's sad some of them won't even date a darker skinned woman because they scared they're going to have a dark child because of they dark. And they don't comprehend that self-hatred. And the only reason you think like that because for 300 years you was taught that by a white man. A white man programmed that in your head. And it's sad to say a lot of blacks passed a lot of that stuff down to a lot of their kids. We gotta stop with all this colorism, and we gotta also though too build wealth. We do. We gotta learn that it's okay to have cars and clothes and shoes and nice looking things, but it's like this to a certain extent. We should have our own land, our own businesses. We should also too have our own schools and grocery stores, and also too banks and doctor office. I think we're getting there, but it's a slow progress thing. And it's sad to a certain extent, a lot of black men don't think like that. Some black men think that rims and cars and a house, which a house is good, and having your own car, they think that's success, but that's not success. Rims and cars can't is not wealth. If you die right now, those rims and those cars can't do nothing for your kids. Nothing. They can sell it, but that's it. If you have multiple homes that you rent out, you can most definitely sell it. I mean, you can most definitely make money up off of that. And your future kids and your grandkids. We got to get smart with wealth in our community. And in our community, though, too, it's sad to say it's just black women mainly stepping up. You see black men stepping up here and there, but you just don't see black men making history. We have more black women into politics. We have more black women. We even got one running for vice president, Kamala Harris. And it's sad there's not a black man standing there. But black men at this moment are still lost and they need help. And it's important for black men to gather together sometimes and help each other with the way that we stereotype and the way that they fear us. They fear us to a certain extent because they know the power that we have and the influence that a black man have. It fears them. It does. That's why when we got our head up on right and we doing right, it fears them. That's why they hated Martin Luther King so bad. And Obama himself. And they hated Malcolm X too. They hate a lot of these black leaders they see stand up for their people. And a lot of whites don't like blacks that stand up for themselves and stand up for our community, especially a black man. Look at the way they treated Colin Kaepernick Colin Kaepernick, and I can't even say his name right. And it's just sad. And we got to learn how to stand beside each other the way that we stood beside him. And it's like this though too, to a certain extent. What if Joe Biden win the presidency or not? We still got to get up and do for ourselves. And we still got to teach these kids things. And we still got to build our own wealth. And we still got to be there for each other. I think for hundreds of years we've been depending upon the white man too much. Those are things we got to come up out of. It don't take to have the government with everything. It truly doesn't. A lot of that stuff that the government do, we can do ourselves. Of course you need them to pass bills. Of course you need them for certain laws. And of course the United States of America needs to step up and serve as justice when these cops are shooting us. Or we have these white racist people doing things wrong to us. They need to step up. It's sad when you look back at Ahmaud Arbery case. It took them 75 days to arrest them white men that shot and killed him. And I know that he used to work for that police department. That is true. But it's like this though too, to a certain extent. If that probably would have been a white boy, they probably would have been arrested. And it's just sad that we live in a country like that. And it's like this though too, we have to exercise our own power with them. When we exercising our own power and demanding justice, they do it. And it's sad the way it took them, 2 or 3 or 4 days to arrest George Floyd's killers, those cops. They should have most definitely got the man that was up on his neck. That was just insane and terrible. But we demanded that. The more we exercise our power, the more they do it. Because half the time, these white people don't know what it's like to be black in America. Neither one of them up on either side. Yes, when something do take place, the Democratic side does speak up a whole lot. That's true. You don't see a lot of those white, older men up on the Republican side trying to speak up for us. Because a lot of them don't care. They don't. They look at us as niggers, welfare babies, and they also too view us as killing each other. That's another thing. They look at it in so many ways. If they shooting and killing each other, what should we care for? And it's sad to say our ancestors built this country. Our ancestors built this for almost 300 plus years with no pay or no land. Black men and black women. And it's like this though too. America gonna have to own up to that. Instead of them trying to solve the race issues and the wealth gap and a lot of things in this country, they choose not to. Especially some of those older white Republican men. They sit around talking about us. You know, of course they call us niggas and all of that. But instead of them trying to have a salutation and solve issues, they continue to just throw race up on us. And throw hell up on us, which is sad. But like I say, if Joe Biden win this presidency or not, we still got to get up and do for ourselves. And it's like this though too. Trump has a strong chance of winning. A lot of people feel like he don't, but he do. He has a huge part of still winning. A lot of these people like him, especially these white voters, mainly white men and white women. They still coming out for him. They still wearing this shirt. They like his rhetoric. You got to think a lot of them though too, to a certain extent. They like the things that he say because it's in them. That racism and white supremacists. A lot of that is in the inside of them. But we do got to get out and vote. And if he wins, he wins. If he don't, he don't. And it's like this though too. We got to depend upon God. It's like this though too. We got to do for ourselves. And we got to teach these younger kids that though too. Excuse me. We got to stop these younger black boys from shooting and killing each other. And teaching the power that they hold in the black community. When the black man got his mind together, everybody got their mind together. Because it's like this though too. Black women stick behind black men. It makes all of us strong. Those things we got to learn, and we got to step up for our women. We got to stop letting people treat them any type of way and dog them out. And we got to stop all this colorism, dark skin, light skin, and all of that. We got to do better. We do. And we got to educate these kids up on the real history with themselves back in Africa and since they've been up over here. All of this fake teaching and white supremacist teaching. These kids got to learn things about their blackness. The more you show them about their blackness, the better off they are. We was kings and queens. Black people was the first people up on the earth. And yes, the Bible does talk about Adam and Eve, which is true. But black people are some of the first people. Everything come through us. And that's why they fear us so much. We gave life. Look at our culture. Black culture is some of the most mimicked culture up out of history, and always will be. The way that we look, dance, sing, the way that we play sports, and look at us up on social media. Still the most copied. Those are things that we should be looking at it. And we got to get smart. We got to get smart with owning our stuff. And we got to get smart, though, too, with a lot more things. We do. And black men, we gotta protect the black community. We gotta get better. We do. We gotta stop all this colorism and self-hatred and ignorance, and we gotta get to know ourselves. We do. But anyways, just want to get up here and talk about those couple things and subscribe. Go subscribe. Go down and subscribe. Hit subscribe and comment and like. I promise to bring y'all more videos up over time. Y'all have a beautiful and blessed day, and we'll see the way this year plays out with this whole election thing. And like I say, whether we have Joe Biden or not, we're going to ride for us, because he can't fix everything in the black community. Joe Biden can't stop the gang violence. Joe Biden can't fix the wealth gap. Joe Biden can't fix the way that black men treat black women. Joe Biden can't fix the 300 plus years of slavery. Only people that can fix that is us and God. And that's something we got to realize to a certain extent. We got to get better and better and better at helping ourselves. And we got to be stronger. And it's important for black men to bond together at all times. We got to start loving each other. Even the Bible say do it with brotherly love. That's something we got to learn. There's nothing wrong with crying to each other. And there's nothing wrong with telling each other that we love each other. That's something I got to get better at. There's nothing wrong with speaking to each other instead of mean mugging each other. You got too many black men that mean mug each other. We gotta look at each other as brothers and not niggas. We don't. The more we look at each other as brothers and not niggas, then we good to go with each other. And the Bible talks about all that. It say show brotherly love and be kind to one another. That's something we have to learn as black men. We do. But y'all have a beautiful and blessed day this time around, and go subscribe to my channel. Hit subscribe at the bottom, and like and comment and share. Share it with everybody. And this page is for everybody. I know it's called Black Manism, but it's for everybody who want to join it. And come listen. Y'all have a good one. And subscribe. Go subscribe. I'm going to say it again. Hit subscribe at the bottom and like and comment. Bye.